Come on. Yeah, she's, well, she's my, come on, Kira. She's my company, you know. She's a great little girl.
There's little ones. I know. We got 2 Jack Russells. I just bought a lab 10 days ago.
Oh, you did?
A puppy. I've
Wow.
always had labs.
You need me on speed dial.
I've always had a...
I know that you always have had labs.
Yeah, and do you know what? This is our 4th lab, and as we go for our first walk, Angie says to me, "Come on, this could be your last lab." I went, "What?"
That's what she said?
Yeah, your last lab. And I went, "What do you mean?" Well, I see a point, you know, but I hadn't thought about it that way. This could be your last lab.
So it seems like forever since I fixed your dog, and I remember the first day you came into the practice, and I had been quite obsessed with Phil Collins. Not you to begin with Phil Collins. And in my head, since I was just a teenager, I thought, as I was surrounded by animals, wouldn't it be great if we could have a one live festival that celebrated animals and humans at the same time? It had never been done. And I remember saying to you at the time, you know, I had lots of dreams. And I said, well, maybe one day I'd ring you. And then I did, I think in February. Yeah. Straight away, you were like, boom, yes, I would love to do it, just got to see if the boys will do it. Which is remarkable to me. I mean, what did you think? There's some guy, some vet is just ringing you up.
I think it went about time too. No, Lars, no. I mean, I remember seeing you in the practice in Cran near us. And you had this dream, you know. It wasn't actually that long ago, funny enough. And what you've achieved here with the referrals and now the One Live project, the concert, it's fantastic. I mean, I'm thrilled to help. I'm excited about it. And once again, you're starting a whole new thing.
Yeah, it's a massive new journey, and it's a little scary, honestly. It is scary because when you start anything new for the first time, you think there's going to be 3 people in a field, you know, and you're thinking, but I thought that when it was only 3 people in a hut, yeah, in a garden, when I first met you. When I set out with the concept of One Live, I thought we'll get a few bands together, but you were the absolute key. I mean, once I got you on board, actually people were jumping at the chance because you're not just my hero. You won't. Well, you might be surprised to hear you're other people's heroes as well. So the Hoosiers are an amazing band, and they make people jump up and down and laugh, and I'm very excited about that. And Hunter and the Bear, a young up-and-coming Scottish band. Hunter in Hunter and the Bear is the son of a guy I met just by chance. And they're amazing. They have one beautiful song that really grabbed my heart, and they wrote it about a young boy who got cancer, and that young boy has recovered from cancer, and I'm hoping he's going to open the set.
This event, the weekend and the educational side will be fun, and the music side will be even better.
Well, the music side I'm particularly excited about. I cannot wait to get up and introduce you on stage. I mean, of course, that's entirely indulgent because I want to introduce the guy with the double neck guitar.
Of course you shall. And we're going to be playing all the mechanics. Songs people know, Living Years Over My Shoulder, Always a Miracle. Stuff that makes people up and vibey.
Any Genesis numbers?
Probably a couple of maybe an I Can't Dance, yes, and a Turn On Again, yep. A little mixture.
Are you going to do the I Can't Dance moves?
I do a short 10-metre one, or 10 feet one. And Cuddly Toy. No, it'll be a great evening, actually.
The tagline of One Live, the concert, is One Life, One Medicine. And the reason that I gave it that was you and I only have one life. I mean, your missus just said to you that the Labrador you just got might be your last one. That was harsh.
I thought it was a bit severe, but actually, I get her point. But I mean, I'm hoping maybe one more after that. But she's making a good point, actually. Quite right, yeah.
You only have one life.
Yeah.
People find it very difficult to understand what that means as a concept. So I set up this idea in my head that it would have the tagline, One Life, One Medicine, because you and I only have one life, as do all animals. Rhinoceroses, hedgehogs, dogs. And there should be one medicine in the sense that cancer and other diseases don't care. They're going to attack you and me and your dog the same. So One Live was a vehicle to get people to acknowledge, you know what, we're not alone on the planet.
When you first put the idea about the whole concept, as all good ideas, it seemed a no-brainer. It's so obvious. And obviously for me, being and my family, a huge animal lover, I couldn't wait to support it and get involved in it. I'm excited about it. And I also think, in a sense, people forget that human medicine is here and animals there. It's a bit like there's a hierarchy,
yeah.
And actually, as you put it that way, there's so not.
Oh,
they
totally.
can so co-educate.
Yeah, co-education. But you got that from the beginning.
Yeah, and I think, as I've said before, there's an image of human medicine and veterinary medicine, and as you say, they are so linked, but I think people have such a huge love of animals, and if they can also feel that what's going on in the animal world, veterinary world, medicine, is helping the human race, that's an amazing growth to the whole concept, I think.
I think that's right. I think for a long time people have taken the animal kingdom kind of for granted.
Yeah.
And now as it shrinks, because we all know less wild animals, and also our growing responsibility for the animals in our homes as part of our family, that should matter. That little bottle of love should be sprayed around. So for me, that was it. I was seeing unconditional love in my practice every day. And then the idea occurred to me, human plus animal, humanimal, and they trust each other so much. So I thought, okay, Humanimal Trust. We'll set up a charity that will fund research at the clinical call phase. So in other words, cancer, arthritis, all the other things we worry about at the call phase, when it affects people, when it affects dogs, when it affects cats. And the things we learn from each of those are exactly shared across those boundaries that shouldn't really exist, but they do exist. And I'm really hoping people get that and they understand that the Humanimal Trust is a worthy cause. Because for me, it's my lifetime purpose. I mean, it's a big deal for me.
I'm slightly worried what you've done in the last 10 years is so amazing. The next 10 years, I can't quite imagine how far we're going to go, you know what I mean?
We want to take one
It's
life to Hyde Park. That's what we're going to
mind-boggling.
do. What's special for you about this one? I mean, you've done so many charity shows in your career, first with Genesis and then with Mike and the Mechanics. What's special about this one?
Well, in a way, this is so much more special, because normally it's a charity you know, a children's charity or a global charity, but this, because it's you, who we've known for a long time, and seeing your amazing progress, it makes this even more special. You know, it's so personal. To us it's local, although it's a global concept, but for us it's a local evening, and so it's almost slightly more fun that way.
And if we tell people that through this charity, they can fund research that's going to save a dog's life and save a child's life or an adult's life, that's surely the most sensible plan that's ever been presented to humanity.
And I think in a funny way, animals have an effect of bringing you back into the now. In this global world where everyone's online, on phones, emails, checking things somewhere else, animals always, when you're around animals, you're in the now. Computers and Twitter and Facebook, it's not in the now, it's somewhere else with somebody else. Whereas animals, when you're around them and spend time with them, they get you right in the now.
So we intend in One Life to bring people into a field in Surrey in the now.
Dead right.
And we intend to not let their mind drift one molecule
Absolutely.
out of that field. As you bring in your last song on Saturday the 5th of September, how do you want people to feel?
I want two things really. One thing is to have had a great evening, emotionally because of the music and all the artists there playing, but more importantly probably is to go away with a little knowledge of what it's all about. And it's a very simple knowledge you're saying here. You know, it's not a big concept. It's a one sentence summary.
What's the one sentence in your mind?
This joining of humans and animals and how they share the same issues, diseases, they should be studied the same way and treated the same way.
I could not put that better myself. Thanks,
Cool.
Mike. I mean, you are my hero, so thank you so much. Thank you so much.
It was fun.